I am Grace, I am from Onja, and today we are with someone who has helped a lot shape the journey of our students and of our developers. Mitantsoa, I'd like to start by asking, could you introduce yourself and then share how you first got involved with Onja?
Hi Grace, very happy to be here. Mitantsoa, and I joined Onja in 2018 as the English teacher for Wave 1, and now I'm the English course designer lead for Wave 2. And how I got in touch first with Onja, that was actually quite, I don't know, coincidental, if I could say that. I saw Wunza's Facebook post, probably the first one, and I said, oh, I really like this organization. I want to be involved with the mission. I didn't know how to, so I said, well, I'll just leave it at that. Then I received a call from Sam back then. A friend recommended me to him as the English teacher, and he asked whether I wanted to be interviewed or not, and that's how I got involved in the first place.
Okay, so what were you in charge of just when you joined Onja?
At first, I thought that it was just teaching English, so I would come in, create the curriculum, helping with the curriculum, and then teach the curriculum that I've created. I didn't really know that it would be like, something bigger than myself. It ended up not just teaching English, but helping Unza to also like become an organization. So helping with administrative stuff alongside teaching as well. Yeah.
Were the students already there when you joined Onja?
No, there were no students yet, and actually, during my trial period, I was asked to join one of the recruitment sites, and I remember they were all like from very remote villages, Andilamena, Ambatu, Nuspeanal, and I thought I would go to Ambatu Njasaka because that was like, I thought that would be more feasible for me back then and easier in a sense. And that's when I first saw the potential students. They were still sitting for their aptitude exams.
Okay. How did it feel like the first day when you really met the selected students at Onja's campus back then?
It was like a dream coming true, and it's literally because I remember we prepared for many other recruitments after Ambatu Njasaka, and we called many students, and we would discuss. We were just a small team back then, a team of 4, 5. And we discussed like, oh, it would be so nice to have real students and teach them, and we will start this off. And in the morning, sometimes we would share like, last time I dreamt of you teaching with students, and we would laugh and we're very close. So when it finally happened, it was so excited and exciting. It was very exciting and nice. It's a nice feeling.
Okay. What was it like teaching Wave 1?
Teaching Wave 1 was very interesting. It was the first time I had like such a diverse group of students from different backgrounds and from different parts of Madagascar. And then you have that mesh, and you already add on top of that, you would add the international volunteers who also came to help Unza back then from different countries as well. So it was a very interesting environment first. Then secondly, they had no prior English knowledge whatsoever, and even with French as well, they didn't really have like a good level of French. So at first I thought this would be very, very challenging. Then you kind of meet a lot of different personalities as well. Some people are very extroverted, and some others are more like reserved. And they say, we need them to speak English in a year. How to get there? So it was an adventure, I would call it, but a very exciting one.
Can you tell us one of your favorite classroom moments with the first wave?
Well, there were many, I would say. But one, if I have to choose one, maybe when we learned about food, I will never forget it because we spoke English, even if it's like the beginner's lesson. We kind of did everything in English already, and I remember I elicited what kind of food you would love and you would want to try. And I mentioned pizza. And most of the students have never tried one. But then at the same time, I asked if they would want to try. I showed a picture of what pizza was. And I remember one student saying, well, I think cassava would be more delicious. And I found that so funny, but also very, very honest with them. And that moment will always stick with me because as a teacher as well, it really taught me on how cultural background is very important in English teaching and introducing new things, helping them to be open to the world is also very important.
You've mentioned as a teacher, in your opinion, how is teaching at Onja different from the other teaching experience that you had?
I think motivation, that's like the biggest difference. I've taught in public schools before coming to Onja as a volunteer. And then and I realized I was very passionate. I had just graduated from ENS, and I was very passionate about English. I really wanted to share, but most of the time students don't have enough motivation to learn English. Whereas at Onja, they know that it will change their lives. They want to learn, and that makes a huge difference. It's very rewarding.
Okay. How has being at Onja changed your view on the education in Madagascar?
Wow. Where can I start? As I said, I'm very passionate about education. One of my goals was always to bring change to the education system and to the education in Madagascar in general. And that's why I thought Onja's mission was so really aligned with me. When I came, I was quite, as I said, I was just graduating from ENS, and I couldn't, I think I didn't have like a complete puzzle on what development and change and all of that means like for Madagascar and in terms of education as well. So I've realized, for example, that things, most things and change would start with how the teacher thinks as well, so their mindset. So do they care about the result for the students? Do they care what students actually have learned from them? Do they care to change students' mindsets on how they view life and the world around them? And that, I think, was a huge change. Before I just thought like I would prepare the same lesson plans for my, I don't know, second classes for the whole year, and I will do it again next year if necessary. Whereas at Onja, it taught me as a teacher, you kind of need to grow as well in order to cater your students' needs better, and you need to learn like them too.
Okay. As a teacher, what do you think makes a great Onja student?
Yeah, I usually tell the students that there are only two simple ingredients to making a very good Unza student. But these two simple ingredients are very simple to say, but to apply them, it takes quite a journey. And we would always encourage them to do that. And the two main ones, one is growth mindset, and the second is hard work. So if you put a lot of effort, no matter how slow you are, you're going to get there. Time is not the problem, it's your mindset on whether you want to be there or not. That's what matters. So hard work and growth mindset.
Okay. On a more personal level, how has being at Unza shaped you as a teacher and as a person?
I think I've touched a little bit on like the teacher side, on how it changed me and shaped me professionally. But maybe to add on that, when I joined Unza, my English level wasn't, like that. I wouldn't say I was advanced when I joined Unza as their teacher. And that skyrocketed as well, like once I joined Unza, because I grew with the students. I had to be a step ahead as their teacher, so I had to improve a lot. Unza was also my first job, so professionally I've learned a lot on how to conduct in a professional way. I thank my manager. I wouldn't want to be in his place when I was when I first joined Unza, but so that I'm truly grateful for that, like for all of the mentorship, so that I could grow. And I guess that touched on personal life as well, learning how to live in a community. So at Unza, we like one big family. And I think you kind of need to learn how to navigate that as well, and how to become a valuable community member who is thriving the community instead of destroying the community. And that I think that changed me too.
Okay, if we travel back in time, what piece of advice would you give to the Mitantsoa who joined Unza, like right on the first day?
Well, I think the same piece of advice I'm giving the students now. Have an open-minded growth mindset and work hard.
Okay, all right. How different is Unza, like compared to what it was back then?
Very different, first of all, because back then we were just starting things, and I think our mindset was we're going to make this and we're going to find ways like to make this happen. We were on a very limited budget. I remember we didn't have, at the beginning of the school, we didn't have tables or chairs. The students had to sit on a mat, and we had a whiteboard, and that's it. And then I think for the second week, we kind of had to rent some tables and chairs until we kind of get things settled. So that was already a huge difference, I guess. If you join Unza now as a student, you're more in a better off position. You will start with chairs and tables. That's one thing. And also, I think we've learned a lot from the wave one. So Unza has grown a lot now in terms of number of people, but also with the systems, the curriculums, we're getting better and better. And that also changed. And the location as well. I mean, we were in Bandung and now we're in Tamatave, so that also changed.
Okay, what would you like to see happen next for Unza?
I always have this dream that one day Unza will be, this huge campus like universities, with a lot of dorms and a lot of classrooms and a lot of students, hundreds and hundreds of students, and that still sticks with me, and I think that can happen.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Mitantsoa, for your time.
Thank you for having me.